top of the heap. But the
Listen,
point
we are
is,
almost finished.
don't
his
mention
show.
a good comedian during your bad comedy.
Also, don't mention you stealing a bit from a good
Bit.
comedian, which is what you've been trying to do for the entire special.
Well, that's what's shocking is the premises. I've heard good bits about the same premises.
Right.
He just manages to mangle them and
Yeah.
not and then just immediately move on. It's almost like he'll go cliche, 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 and without. It's like I have whiplash on what the fuck was the point of that bit.
Have a nice day.
Wait, 1 second. Is he trying to say he wants a justification for saying it?
No, again, he's just trying to make everything into this like he thinks he's blowing minds. By saying a word is just a sound you make so that you know what I'm thinking. He thinks that I or the audience will hear that and think, "Oh my god, I never thought of it that." But literally, everyone's thought of it that way.
Also,
I mean, unless you're fucking retarded.
Also, while we are on this view here, burn the boats. Have you at all
No.
Is there any connection between the title
Not
and what
one
we have
bit.
witnessed so far?
He probably heard the phrase, thought it sounded cool. That was it. When I think, I think he thinks he's much more of like a maverick type of guy. Like he thinks he's even being offensive currently.
Right.
He hasn't said anything offensive or cancelable or anything. But if people don't like it, he can say, well, they just didn't like how edgy I was.
And I don't think we should ban words because some of them are really fun to say. Here's my suggestion. I think you should have to pay money to use the most offensive words, and then that money goes to cancer research.
Isn't that the idea of a swear jar?
Yes.
He
that's
did the
not
swear
a
jar.
joke that he made. Like it's just a very common trope.
Well, once again, that's the through line.
It also is so close to the color of his pale fuck skin.
Yes.
Well, especially when you're a sweaty little midget.
Yeah, he knows.
Wear a black fucking shirt or an undershirt or something.
I mean, he was nervous and everything.
Even the approval he got felt more like it was like applause.
Right.
Where it would be like, oh, yes, we agree with you. With oh, yeah, men can't get pregnant. Yay.
I don't think there ever was. Wait, even like judging from the very questionable audience, but I think, was there ever like a big, I think maybe he got 2 big laughs, maybe.
Yeah, there was not much big laugh. Even if they juiced up the audio, there was no discernible like, whoa, that bit killed.
These little moments of torture that we put ourselves through. Real good. Real good. And plus,
and I think what should be emphasized is he's way stumpier than people give him credit for.
That I mean, I don't know if there's a term for that. The term I would use is I don't know, it's a 4x3 kind of man. Like he needs to stretch out the format because like that
4x3 is like three. About 3
I don't know
Mr.
exactly which format.
3 Mr. Coffees tall.
Exactly.
Mr. Coffees.
But anyway, he is also I don't think the clothes were like, especially if you're short like that. Do you really want to be muscular like that? I mean, doesn't that make you into some type of
Not if you're sitting behind a desk. It can give an illusion.
Yeah,
I think people think he's big.
Yeah.
But I think he's also very. That's why he didn't mention the midget DNA that they found in his report.
Exactly. Oh god. I can't believe. Wait, at this point I'm obsessed with this special because I want to go back and isolate the 2 jokes about the percentage of something that something was like you. Okay, you do percentage Neanderthal and then percentage African, but like not in the same joke, which would make sense. But like you make a joke about the Neanderthal, then 10 minutes go by, and then a joke on the like. It's like the anal probe thing. You make a joke about anal probe, and then another about the freaking.
I think the second one was more about following the template of addressing a controversy. that can be very funny with comedians that have controversies, but he didn't know how to make it funny. So
Wait. Which one was this controversy though?
no, he started the 1.6 African or whatever was a way of saying
the N word.
that's not enough to be able to say the N word or whatever. So
But
I think
he addressed it in a weird way because then you either just like you should have just referenced it as a punchline, but instead he kind of really went into it and then he talked about watching himself say
Which
it,
was an odd
and
thing
it's like
too, right?
it just didn't. It was unclear how he was how he was what he wanted us to think about it, right? Because it's
I
like
see what he was trying to do. He was trying to just smooth it over.
right, but it's like that's not what you do in a freaking comedy show. I mean, unless
Well, but unless you're funny,
sure,
Which he's
or
not.
unless the entirety of the comedy show was just like created in order to get yourself out of that situation. That could be.
I found it would be great to watch a Joe Rogan because, he's so popular.
Darnell is gonna publish.
Hmm?
Is gonna squeeze like 35 videos out of this.
I actually wonder how many of his devotees, his like actual fans of the podcast, even watched that special.
They must have watched it.
I don't know, man. I wonder if even they think they can't think he's good at stand.
No. There's no way. Like the only ones who think is funny have got to be some of the lame MAGA people who follow him, which is the lamest type of MAGA. Because if you're MAGA at that point, just go with the real deal, right? I mean, what are you doing? Listen to Rogan. But, so I think maybe those lame people might find him funny because they have to kind of find him funny.
Oh,
But
those lame people.
Well, all the references he made to like woke and all that kind of shit, that would probably like make them think that it's funny, I guess.
Right, exactly.
They're really stupid to some degree when it comes to.
I guess. I don't know. It feels even. I would hope it's hack even by their standards at this point.
No, but listen to me. Here's how you do the actual experiment. Okay, you take one of these fucking people. Okay, a sample of these people at let's say 9 p.m. after work at night. Okay, and then you put them in front of the TV with this thing on, and I bet you that either they fall asleep after 20 minutes, they literally turn off the TV and go to bed. Like I don't see anybody.
Yeah, they would probably think like, even if they thought like I agree with him.
Correct.
Even if you agree with him, I feel like, okay, say you agree with him, it's still not funny though, right? How could you find it funny?
They must think to themselves I've seen it before. I don't need to watch it again, right?
They can believe that it's funny, but it isn't funny to them either. Like you could set up an experiment where they would behave in a way that they don't find it funny. They might still want to say it though. That's the potential thing.
They might leave it liking him.
Right.
But did they laugh?
I
thought they would actually fake more laughter because
exactly.
Very easy.
Okay, well,
very easy to fake laughter.
Yep.
But I think you know what? I think it's because they did this one live. They do a few of them live, so I think they actually did it. If they pre-recorded it, they would have piped in more laughter. They might later edit that in.
It's like
because
they're gonna be like,
it even sounded like the crowd that was with him.
No, that was a very low energy. No, that was very low energy. I mean, literally, if you really are a great comedy show, you don't just like, oh yeah, well, the evening is over. Where did we park again, honey? Like that was the vibe there. It was just really relaxed.
No, after a great performance of any kind, everyone's kind of buzzing. They're chatting amongst themselves.
Yeah.
They're talking about how their mind was blown by, oh my God, trans people in bathrooms. Can you believe this?
Oh, let's go to a trans ride. Yeah. I think we gathered that he really likes sex though. Like he really believes that sex is a works in comedy. I think that way ascertained.
Oh yeah, when I think he's clearly underselling how much of a sex guy he is.
He's kind of a sex focused comedian.
Much more of a sex guy than he tries to portray.
Yep.
And I think he's much more deviant than he tries to portray, because he
Absolutely.
mentioned not being able to tell people if he
About all the
enjoyed
anal
the
shit,
alien.
yeah.
Yeah, if he enjoyed the
Absolutely.
alien probe, he even said you would never be able to tell anyone.
Right.
Well, so
Yeah,
what
They
aren't
would
you
never
telling
believe
people,
you.
Joe? What aren't you
Right?
telling
not only, but
people?
if you think about it, Daniel, I mean, apart from your specific kind of taste, because you might also not enjoy that, right? But you are able to appreciate how, in the hypothetical scenario that you would like to enjoy the situation, you couldn't tell other people about it.
Well, but
I
that's
mean,
what I'm saying. Yes, if
right,
I'm saying, yeah, I would be suspicious of myself
right.
if I came up with that scenario that I imagined I wouldn't be able to tell people.
I
If
mean,
I was
it's but
imagining I wouldn't be able to tell people, which yeah, I would think I would want to tell everybody. I'd be like, "Holy shit, this was incredible." His first thought
but
is,
like,
of course I wouldn't tell anyone.
but you are aware that he's talking about butt stuff, right?
Well, exactly.
Okay, okay, okay. Just checking.
Sure. No. If I experienced butt stuff and liked it, I think I would tell people. I mean, I
You
get
better tell me
dude.
first,
I
motherfucker.
get so much more shit about foot stuff than Darnell does about
Oh, yeah.
stuffing stuff up his ass.
Right.
Right?
Societally, butt stuff, that's what's weird about his whole premise, is that butt stuff isn't even like looked down upon at this point.
Not at all. And then he said, okay, I want to go back and again isolate twice when he says, I just love everybody and whatever. Like twice. He did the same line twice. Just like, ah,
But
Yeah.
again, he's seen comedians do it in a way that
of course.
feels natural,
Yeah, because
like
Carlin has that piece.
Chappelle and
Yeah.
yeah,
Carlin has that piece when he says, "No, I love," when he goes rags on religion, right? He says, "No, I learned, God of love and blah blah blah," and then he goes on and rags on religion, like could just complete.
right.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, he was trying to get okay, it's not going to be offensive because I mentioned, hey, I love
right,
everybody, man.
exactly.
But it's not even done again. That is not done in a funny way. So,
Yeah.
and not even not done in a funny way, but not done in a way that's believable.
Yeah, it wasn't
Like,
genuine.
we don't
right?
believe that you even believe that. It sounds like you're doing it to cover your ass for something you think might be offensive,
Exactly,
even
because
though
like,
if you didn't do it, it wouldn't be that offensive.
but that's the thing. If you're trying to picture the like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. If you're trying to be an edgy comedian, you can't do I love everyone. Like, it's like either you do it ironically, I love everybody, and you don't mean it, right? Which is fine, would be funny, but he's not doing that way. Like, he's actually meaning it seriously, but at the same time he's trying to be the the guy who's complaining about sort of being canceled, right?
Mm.
So it's like you can't. I mean, it's hard to make the two things like like you can be like chill, fucking, Sai Baba kind of guru guy, and then at the same time also the whining because you're getting canceled. It just doesn't add up.
Which
Also,
it
getting
comes off like
canceled.
a
What are you talking
lazy
about?
it comes off like a lazy catch-all, even
Yeah.
though the thing is, like, nothing he's saying is even cancelable. Like,
Yeah.
No,
what?
exactly. What is he talking about? He said he was canceled a million times. Like, what are you talking about? You have Spotify. Like,
Right,
you
and
have
they
a
didn't
huge.
cancel his contract or whatever. Like, shut the fuck up.
Well, he's trying to present himself, I think, more like a maverick, like a Dave Chappelle, where
Right.
Dave Chappelle really was just so fucking big that his controversies didn't matter
Yeah,
to his
Oh, yeah.
bottom line.
yeah. And I remember the only joke in Dave Chappelle's last like his last skit that he did or whatever was the Beyond Pussy. Like, that was the only part that I found funny in that show.
Well, the thing is, Dave Chappelle, even on shit I don't agree with him on,
He
he
can make it
is
funny,
funny.
right?
He's
Yeah.
fucking funny. So it can work, even if you think like, oh, I'm not really going along with you on the premise, but the
Yeah.
way you said that was hilarious.
Yeah. Like, you can relate to it to some way. You're like, yeah, I don't agree with you, but the way you said it was funny. Like, this is how you're supposed to feel when you watch certain, like, comics or whatever, right?
Well, even when Dave, so I remember when I saw him live, I'm gonna butcher the line, but it's like when he brought up the China thing. Okay, so Joe Rogan did his China thing. Can't remember a damn thing from it. I still remember when
Chappelle's,
Dave
right?
Chappelle did his I think China's gonna win because all Americans are racist and everyone in China is Chinese. Like, to me, obviously he said it in a much funnier way,
I'm
but
sure it was
like,
funnier.
yeah, but it was a line that I don't know. It's just done in a way where it's like he's actually touching on something that makes you think about shit rather than shit you've heard a million times before. Like I hadn't. It's silly, but I hadn't heard someone say that before.
Yeah.
Where
Right.
like, which is a
But
lot of
you-
Dave Chappelle shit, where it's like, oh, I never thought about that before. Which is a lot of
Right.
good comedy. Never thought about that way before.
Right, but
His
here's the
is
thing,
all
right?
Joe Rogan's is all cliches.
Right, but not even that, because like in the case of Dave Chappelle or a good comedian, you have to follow, right? Because it's a new thing, and so you need to actually follow what they're talking about. But Joe Rogan is doing a very much easier thing, which is to say, listen, I'm gonna say stupid shit, people don't have to listen, but then eventually I'm gonna have a quote unquote punchline, which is just a cliche, just some random thing.
Right. It's like, did
Like,
you assume my gender is the
yes,
punchline?
exactly. Unrelated from the rest. Completely not built up to it at all. Like there was no build up.
And then
Well,
no homo.
and the
Jesus.
scenario wasn't even understandable. Like,
Yeah.
scenario was at the TSA. They said send him to the mail line.
No,
Oh, yeah,
she
well,
called.
what's
She
that?
called over a male person to frisk him. Or
She
whatever,
called
right?
over a male person to
Yeah.
touch his balls or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And even that, I was like,
Yeah.
I feel like that is just not a thing, and that's what I was asking. Is that a thing in the U.S.? Do they actually feel your genitalia area for something?
I mean, they patch
I've
you.
heard of it. I haven't had. I've flown quite a few times. I've never had it happen to me.
I have.
I've heard of it. I have heard of
Really?
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I have. Yeah, I've been.
Go
But
ahead.
again, it's kind of a cliche that people talk about.
Well, I am happy we did this, guys. This was very entertaining to some degree, and it is React content, right? You guys were saying React
is.
content, right?
100%.
We were reacting to a thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
See,
it's fair use. It's fair
I-
use.
I'm I'm not one for it, but I actually enjoyed it because you guys were there.
Well, it would certainly be painful to just watch that.
Oh,
No, I
yeah.
would never do that. That sounds torturous.
It was. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording.